commercial break, we are honored to have our next guest on the program. He can be heard every weekend on the flagship station, WBZ. Let's bring him out now, the one and the only Jordan Rich! Jordan Rich!
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Oh, look.
Bull.
All the way down here, all right. Now,
Wow.
before we get started here,
Yes.
you said I'd never have him on the program there, McMurphy.
I doubted it. I saw that he likes to brag when he gets certain guests of a certain, echelon. So when he told me, he says, I have the chance to get Jordan Rich on the show. I said, you won't get him. I said, you'll never get Rich. You'll never get Rich, you son of a...
All right, we got him now. We got him now there, Lion.
Yes,
we got him
yes,
here.
yes.
Jordan Rich is here. Also here, check out these right now. They're fashionable, brand new. After hours, the TC Restani mugs. You can get yours, www.tcrestani.com, if you're not cheap enough to spend the money on it.
Would that be for me in case
That
I
is
get
for you,
parched?
Jordan Rich. You think we weren't going to charge Jordan Rich here? Show the logo while you're at it.
Oh, yes.
Show the logo.
Sorry.
There we go. Here we go. Jordan Rich approved.
First official guest.
2011. All right.
You, that's lovely.
Now, Jordan.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Now, everybody out there, close your eyes. Now say something.
Okay. It's a great pleasure to be here with TC and the gang. How's that?
Unbelievable. Now, you're not Rich Little, that's the real Jordan Rich, ladies and gentlemen. That
Yes.
it's 50,000.
I'm sorry. Well, he's on this show.
50,000 clear channel watts that invade all kinds of counties of America and Canada.
Coast
Where are
to
you
coast.
from, Doc, by the way?
I'm from England, actually.
Oh, are you?
Yes.
Yes.
From Esher. Some people pronounce it Esher.
Esher.
Yes.
Okay. You say Esher, I say Esher.
Exactly.
Let's call the whole thing on.
Well, we're talking about radio here. People,
Yes.
Some people say I think I have a face for radio, but that's a different story for a different time. Obviously, you agree. But now, Jordan, you started when you were 18 years old in the radio industry.
Yes, I did. I was a mere tyke, and I had the great pleasure and honor and thrill of starting out as a young guy in college. I worked at WRKO, which is still around, I believe.
I've
Last
heard
time
of
I
it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
checked. And ended up, well, it's now going on about 32 years. So
32 years.
That'll tell you how old we are.
Unbelievable. Now, when you were a kid, did you like sit in front of a mirror and pretend like you were on a radio station? Who are some of your inspirations?
Actually, you and I share one of our idols in radio. That's Norm Nathan. You told me about that
The
earlier.
late, great Norm Nathan. Let's hear it up for Norm Nathan.
And Norm actually was one of my heroes in radio, and I ended up working with him back in the early 1980s, and then he went to WBZ, and I listened to him, as many of you did, and you did.
Of course.
And it turned out that I had the great pleasure and honor and joy of working and learning from him, although he never taught me, he never took me aside to talk to me, but his way of conducting his broadcasts, his humor, always self-deprecating, was terrific. So I learned so much. And then when he passed away in 1996, I was out of work at the time, working at another station that quickly dissolved.
It's because you left.
No, they all left around me.
Oh, there you go.
But I ended up about 8 months after about 8 months after I lost my job at the FM station I was at, I got a call out of the blue, and this is interesting. I got a call out of the blue from one of the producers at WBZ, who I had known before he had sort of been promoted to that position. And we had talked over the years, done a few favors for each other. And he said, would you like to fill in for Norm on Saturday night? I mean, knowing that I was not working at the time. Would I like to fill in for Norm, my all-time hero and my great friend? I said, of course. So I did. I had laryngitis that night, the worst I've ever had in my entire career. I could have used your help, Doc. Or maybe you, Professor, I don't know. But it was a thrill of a lifetime. And I called Norm on Monday and I said, thank you for recommending me. He said, Jeekers, I didn't. And he didn't, but it just worked out. And then, sadly, about 3 months later, Norm passed away. He had been ill and left us. And they started calling people in to fill in and take over that shift. And Dave Maynard came up from Florida, a bunch of other people. And I was there, and they just kept asking me to do it and do it and do it until about 3 or 4 months went by, and they said, we'd like you to do it.
Dave Maynard, but you became the star of the day.
Oh, who will it be? Your vote will hold the key. No, it's been a great run, and I'm so proud of my association there and the colleagues I have and the tradition that it it affords all of us. You know, New England is sort of grown
Well,
up
we
with
have a
WBZ.
tradition down here on the program. We're starting
Yes.
it on this episode, and I'd like you to kick it off.
Okay.
Down at the end of the couch there is Colonel Bull Montana.
Yes, I had the pleasure of meeting him.
You really want to call
Yes.
it a pleasure? All right,
Well,
it's up to you.
We
Now, Colonel,
chatted.
tonight you're doing Montana versus fast food. Now, who better to kick off this contest than radio personality Jordan Rich? Now, Doctor, present the Colonel with his cheeseburgers. Now, Jordan, you are the master of ceremonies of this one.
You want me to sort of do play-by-play? Is that
I want
it?
you to just kick it off.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your opportunity to watch, and I hope the folks from Guinness are watching, and I probably could use one right now. We're going to watch Bull devour roughly 20 cheeseburgers.
That's
the fact
correct,
that they're
sir.
cheeseburgers, by the way, and not hamburgers, is an extra. Don't you think, Doc, that that's an extra?
Yeah, he's pushing the
challenge?
envelope with the cheese, but that's what he likes.
And
Grown boy.
is there a time issue involved?
We actually
here?
have a little couple rules on here, Montana.
Okay.
Guys, I don't want you dropping dead on the show. When we go to commercial breaks, you don't have to eat any. Other than that, you're stuffing your face for the entire program. Pretty simple, huh? All right. Are you ready? I'm going to do like Lawrence Welk. And a one, and a two, and a
three.
go. All right, he's off down there. We can come back to him every once in a while and get an update. Now, what do you think of the plush yet not overly ostentatious station that I have here?
I am absolutely flabbergasted. I am so impressed with everything, including the curtain, which I understand your lovely executive producer devised. That is the exact replica of the curtain, isn't it?
It is the exact replica
Wow.
of the curtain from the late, great Johnny Carson over there. The exact color scheme right there. I believe Sabrina coordinated with our architect here, floor director Dave. Let's give it up for floor director Dave. Give him enough praise, we'll get a new set sometime this century. And Sabrina just came in and just smiled one day, and basically that's how we got the curtain.
Is she the witch? Does she just do this and
Yep.
it all happens?
Oh, you've seen the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But now I want to talk about, not on the radio, but you do like voice personalities and all that other stuff. You like train people.
Yes, yes. I train people to use their voices and make hopefully a little bit of money with it. That's what I do.
What about that homeless
all
dude
about-
that they just found?
Yes.
What about him?
That is a great story, and people will be seeing it everywhere. It's gone viral on YouTube, right? This
believe
guy
so.
who had no radio training at all, but was always an admirer of the business. He's a homeless guy. He sounds better than 99% of the announcers on the planet. And he'll be working. I think he was on the Today Show recently.
Yes.
He hasn't been on your show.
Obviously not. But we've had homeless people on before, but,
Well,
but not
okay.
that one.
Not that particular one.
Now, I understand now, you do a lot of things. It's Chart Productions.
Yeah, I have my own production company, so I do a lot of audio and video production.
Now, you think I could be a radio personality?
Well, absolutely.
All right.
I mean, you're already a television personality.
That
I
is
mean,
true.
You glitter when you walk into a room.
That is true. Jordan, checks in the mail.
And
But,
the one thing, TC, that we work on,
yes.
of course, is providing that you can do this, and I know you can because you're multi-talented.
I am.
The ability to mask your accent.
Mask my accent.
Welcome to Mask One's Accent.
All right.
By that I mean, we want you to sound like you're from Middle America.
Okay, Middle America. Like
right.
Kansas?
Yeah.
Like Dorothy?
Well, maybe, not quite Dorothy, maybe Auntie Em.
Auntie Em,
but
okay.
somewhere in the Midwest.
Midwest.
Okay, so,
Why is that?
well, because if you sound like you're from here, it's a little limiting, okay?
Okay.
So you want to try a little something with me? And I'll try
Hold
to
on,
give you a lesson.
let me get a sip out of the TC Restani
Drink it
mug.
the right way.
Me.
Everyone knows the world-famous park the car in Harvard Yard. How would you say that?
Hey, Leo, park the limo over there. That's what I would say.
Okay, so let's just try the word car.
Car.
Car?
Car.
Ka-
Car.
Ka is the sound that an animal makes
No,
when
that's
it's
at
on
the
its
end of the
way
couch.
to, and it's being made now.
Right.
How are we doing down there, Bull? Good.
Thumbs
That's
up.
2. Car.
All right, let me try this. Car.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
he's doing well.
Yeah,
All right, let me try
a
one
little
more.
bit of Jackie Gleason there.
All right, here we go. How about car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one hurt there, but
Why don't you ask Sabrina? Did that impress you, Sabrina?
Sabrina, did that impress you?
That was hot.
You've been in the back seat of
Hot.
the car,
You said
right?
it was hot.
That was hot.
The machines I was talking about. Get your mind out of the
Limousine.
car there, McMurphy. Why don't you try it over there? A little voice and articulation there, Sabrina Case.
What kind of doctor is he?
I have no idea. Can you say park the car in the Harvard Yard?
Park the car in the Harvard Yard.
Oh, unbelievable. That is fantastic.
And I believe WBZ came into existence around 1923, something like that.
Is that
21?
Is that when they had the actually tin cans with
You
the
know more than I do.
the tin cans with the string?
Yes, tin cans of three. Anyway, you asked about the show. It's an eclectic show, and yes, we'd love to have people like you, especially him. He doesn't say much. He just sits there and eats.
Colonel?
The Colonel, yeah.
Perfect co-host.
That'd be great radio.
You got windscreens on your microphone?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we might need more than that. We might need napkins and bibs.
And,
The ShamWow, maybe.
defibrillators and all that other stuff. But I think
guys are fun.
Jordan, I got an idea. You know, who do you have guest hosting for you when you're not there, when you're on vacation?
Well, you know,
Repeat.
I don't take too many because I usually take my vacations between Monday and Friday.
But if you had,
But if I had to. Well, let's see. Generally, there's a fellow named Morgan White who fills in for me.
oh yeah,
He's a
Morgan
lovely
White,
guy.
the trivia guy. We know Morgan.
And it's really an unusual place in that there aren't.
And
too
this
many-
isn't?
Well, let me put it another way. It's an interesting place. This is an unusual place.
Jordan, I think when you go on vacation, I could fill in for you.
I think that's a possibility.
You know, we could revive the dumb birthday game.
Well, actually, I
Tribute to
have
Norway.
revived that, and would you be kind enough to come in some night and play it? Would me bring these guys in? How about that?
Do we qualify?
Oh yeah, you qualify. Oh yeah.
You could
The word
certainly,
"dumb" is in the title, so I think dumb
yeah.
birthday game. I think right.
he could certainly fill up the studio, that's for sure.
Well, his presence. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a
Ego.
great presence, yeah.
Unbelievable. The
And
Jordan
then-
Rich, give us a plug for your big website out there.
My big one. Well, you can find us on the web at WBZ.com and JordanRich.com.
JordanRich.com.
And no, in all seriousness, this is a really fun place to be, and I
Thank
think your set is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
Thank you.
And I just love what. And this is your 10th year.
Our 8th year.
Yeah.
Like I said, your 8th
Our
year.
8th year. That's the magic
Wow.
of editing there.
That's
The Colonel
amazing.
may not be around for the 10th year, so yes, this is our 10th year on the station.
By the way, Colonel, how many are you up to? Just hold up your fingers.
4. You're like
Four?
the horsemen out there.
4 horsemen.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for coming on the program. We've been trying to get you on this program now for about 4 years now.
It's a pleasure.
You've been avoiding us.
Yes,
but,
I have.
But now, at least you're
No,
on.
I really thank you. It's great fun. You guys are terrific.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and the only Jordan Rich, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be right back after this big time commercial break. Unbelievable. Yeah!